Hey guys, Michael Rashawn, your Choose to Win coach, back with you again to finish up this series on mindset over matter. Now, the last 6 weeks or so, we've been in mindset over matter, and I want to wrap this up today with the lag effect and the power of persistent consistency. Now, if you remember from last week, everybody that we covered, all the athletes, the inventors, the artists, everybody had one thing in common, and that was that they did not quit no matter how hard circumstances got. And that is what we refer to as persistent consistency. Now, they were persistent in their effort and they consistently tried to improve or tried to accomplish what they set out to do. And the lag effect is simply that you don't always have the benefit of starting something and finishing it seamlessly. If you're like Thomas Edison, who tried 10,000 times to perfect the incandescent light bulb, then you understand that maybe it doesn't come quickly, but once you hit the breakthrough, then it can change things forever. Now, Thomas Edison had the perfect mindset about that. He says he didn't fail 10,000 times. He simply found 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. And that is a great mindset, and that's a great way to think about things. Now, the thing with the lag effect is you never know when the breakthrough is going to come because all the work you're putting in builds upon work that has already been done. So, for example, if you're trying to split a rock with this hammer, you're transferring energy from the hammer to the chisel into the rock. The goal is to split the rock, but you don't know if it's going to take one hit. You don't know if it's going to take 5 hits, 10 hits, 20 hits. You just don't know. But what you do know is that if you quit, then the rock's never going to split. And that's the point of persistent consistency and the lag effect is that every time you hit this hammer, it gets you a little bit closer to splitting that rock. So if you consistently hit the rock enough times, then it's going to split, and that's the breakthrough. Or if you're riding a bike up a hill, you have no idea where the top of the hill is, but you do know that when you get to the top, there is a downhill on the other side. And the top of the hill represents a breakthrough. And once you get through the breakthrough, then it's relatively easy to coast down the other side because you put all the hard work of pedaling and pedaling and pedaling to get to the top of that hill. And then you get to the other side and you get to coast down and you get to enjoy the reward of all the hard work that you put in. On the flip side, if you stop halfway up the hill, unless you get off your bike and just stop moving and don't do anything, then you're going to roll backwards. And that is the thing, guys. Most people that set out to try and achieve something great end up failing simply because they give up. Now, if you keep pedaling, it may take you a lot longer than you initially thought. It may be a lot harder than you initially thought. But if you keep pedaling that bike, you will eventually get to the top of that hill. And waiting for you on the other side is the downhill where you can just let loose and you can coast because you've now reached the breakthrough point and everything is going to be so much easier on the other side. So again, some people that have done this is Thomas Edison. He had all kinds of setbacks. Again, 10,000 times he tried to perfect the incandescent light before he was finally successful. Now, he could have stopped doing that at any one of those times. What if he got to 9,999 and he never took that 10,000th try? Where would we be today? It's a very good shot that we may not have the incandescent light bulb. Or Dyson. If Dyson had built 5,000 prototypes instead of 5,126 prototypes, would he be a household name today? Probably not. Nobody would have ever heard of him because he quit and he stopped short of his achievement and never reached that breakthrough. Similarly, Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan didn't miss 9,000 shots and didn't take those 26 game-winning shots that he ended up missing, then where would he be? He wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He wouldn't be considered by many people one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He would probably just have been another mediocre player that maybe made it in the NBA, maybe didn't. But that persistent consistency of continuing to try, of not quitting when people told him he couldn't, of taking the shots and not being scared to miss them is what set him apart. And the other important thing, guys, I want you to understand that you cannot compare your success today to anyone else's success. Now, for one, you don't know their story. You don't know what they've been through to get to where they are now. And their path isn't your path. You're going to go your own way. You're going to chart your own course, and you're going to have your own challenges. And just because you see somebody that's trying to do, I'll take real estate as an example, somebody that's trying to do real estate, you're just getting into it, and you see the guy that drives a nice car. He drives a Mercedes. He's got the client list. It seems like he doesn't really have to work for anything, and everything's just kind of come to him. Well, I can tell you that I had that mindset when I got into real estate. I thought it was going to be easy, and I envied the people that were already there and were already doing it and being successful at it because I assumed wrongfully that it was always that way for them, that they just got into real estate and that's how it always was. But I negated the fact that they worked very long and very hard to get to the point that they were in life. So comparing your current situation to anyone else's current situation is very toxic, and I would highly recommend that you don't do it because your situation is unique and your results and your journey is going to be unique. And just embrace that and enjoy that because you're going to do something great and you're going to do something that only you can do. But you can only do that, you can only achieve that breakthrough if you're consistent and persistent. That persistent consistency is what equals breakthroughs. Now, having the persistent consistency does not mean it's going to be easy. It does not mean it's going to be fun, but it is a surefire way to reach your goal if you try hard enough long. So guys, that's my message. I hope this series has been good. I really enjoyed bringing it to you. Again, as I do every video, if there is anybody out there, you're like, man, I really like what you're preaching and I feel like I could benefit from this. Or maybe you just say, I want to do that, but I don't even know where to start. Well, my encouragement to you is that nothing changes until something changes. So I am offering again, I have a limited number every week of these complimentary strategy sessions that I offer to people. So if that's something that you would like to take me up on, if you'd like to take a deep dive into who you are as a person, what drives you, your goals, your dreams, your desires, and really get kind of a solid game plan, then give me a call, shoot me a text, and let's get something on the books. I don't always have availability immediately, but we can get something down for the future. And I would love to have that conversation with you and just spend some time getting to know your situation a little more. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay strong, stay motivated, and be persistently consistent.